You know what nobody tells you about winning? It costs everything. And I mean everything. While they're sleeping, you're bleeding. While they're comfortable, you're suffering. While they're choosing easy, you're choosing possible. See, there's this moment, this precise moment that separates the dreamers from the doers. It happens in the dark, in the silence, when no one's watching, when no one's cheering. It's the moment you meet yourself, the real you. And here's what you'll find. You'll find every excuse you've ever made, every shortcut you've ever taken, every time you chose comfort over growth. They're all there, waiting, watching. And you have a choice. You can turn around, go back to sleep, go back to safe, go back to good enough, or you can burn it all down. Every excuse, every fear, every version of yourself that's settled, because greatness isn't found, it's forged. In the fire of the moments when you wanted to quit but didn't. In the weight of the hours when your body screamed, stop, but your mind whispered more. You want to know the secret? There is no secret. There's only the willingness to pay the price when the price gets high. There's only the ability to stand in your darkness and not blink. Most people never even show up to the auction. They see the cost of greatness and they walk away. They tell themselves stories. I'm not ready. It's not the right time. Maybe I'm not meant for this. But you're still here. You've already paid in blood, in sweat, in the hours that turned into days that turned into years. You've already invested in becoming someone you haven't met yet. So let me ask you something. What happens when you stop negotiating with yourself? What happens when you stop asking, what if I fail, and start asking, what if I don't try? What happens when you finally decide that the pain of staying the same is worse than the pain of change? I'll tell you what happens. You become inevitable, not because you're talented, not because you're lucky, but because you refuse to negotiate with mediocrity. You refuse to let your circumstances write your story. You decided that your dreams were worth the dark nights, worth the loneliness, worth the sacrifice. So here's your moment, right now, this second. Are you ready to pay the price? Are you ready to meet the version of yourself that doesn't quit? Because I promise you this, on the other side of your suffering, on the other side of your doubt, on the other side of every impossible moment, there's a version of you that you can't even imagine yet. A version that's been waiting for you to be willing to pay the price. The question is, will you? They don't tell you what you have to kill to become great. Something has to die, and it's going to be you, the person you are right now. They're already dead. They just don't know it yet. See, everyone talks about transformation like it's beautiful, like it's butterflies and sunshine and motivational fucking quotes on Instagram. Nobody tells you the truth. Transformation is a murder. You want greatness? Then get comfortable with the grave, because you're gonna bury everything. Every friendship that kept you comfortable, every relationship that kept you small, every version of yourself that chose easy over earn, you're going to kill them all. And nobody's coming to the funeral. This is the price they don't put on the price tag. Loneliness so deep you can taste it. Silence so loud it screams. Nights so long you forget what daylight feels like. And the worst part is nobody understands. They see you changing and they call it different. They see you evolving and they call it obsessed. They see you sacrificing and they call it too much. There's a moment, always the same moment, when you realize the old you is fighting to survive, clawing, screaming, begging you to stop. Go back, it whispers. This hurts too much. You're losing everything. And it's right. You are losing everything. Everything that was keeping you from becoming inevitable. You think greatness is glamorous? Greatness is grotesque. It's the sound of your body breaking at 4 a.m. It's the taste of blood in your mouth when you push past what's possible. It's the feeling of your mind splintering under the weight of what you're trying to become. And somewhere in that darkness, somewhere in that suffering, you find it. The thing that doesn't quit. The thing that doesn't negotiate. The thing that looks at impossible and laughs because it's already died 1,000 times. You become the monster they warned you about, the obsessed, the possessed, the one who went too far and never came back. Good. Let me show you what you're going to bury: your need to be liked, your fear of being judged, your addiction to approval, your relationship with sleep, your belief that balance is possible, your excuses, your mercy for yourself, your sanity, everything that made you human. And here's what nobody tells you. You don't come back from this. The person who pays this price, they don't get to go home. There is no home anymore. There's only forward, only more, only the next level of suffering you haven't discovered yet. You think you're awake. You're not. You're still asleep. And I'm about to show you how deep the dream goes they programmed you. From the moment you could understand language, they installed the virus. Be realistic. Stay humble. Know your place. They needed you small. They needed you manageable. They needed you asleep. But something's wrong, isn't it? You're starting to remember. Before they told you what you were, before they gave you a name, a role, a ceiling, you were infinite, pure potential. You were God wearing human skin, and they taught you to forget. They called it education. I call it lobotomy. They took your divinity and replaced it with doubt. They took your certainty and replaced it with fear. And you believed them. You actually fucking believed them. But here's what they couldn't kill. That voice. You know the one. The one that whispers when everyone else is asleep. The one that says you're meant for more. The one that says you're not like them. The one that says you're different. Beat. Everything stops. They called it delusion. Visual. Close-up of lips forming the word. Delusion. Visual. The word shatters like glass. I call it remembering. Let me tell you a secret they don't want you to know. Every great person in history was called delusional. Every prophet, every genius, every revolutionary. They were told they were crazy, obsessed, and they were right. Sanity is a cage they built to keep you predictable. You want to know the real truth? The real fucking truth. You're not trying to become great. You're trying to remember that you already are. Greatness isn't a destination. It's your original state before they corrupted your code, before they dimmed your light, before they convinced you that you were just human. So let me ask you something. What if you stopped pretending to be normal? What if you stopped apologizing for your intensity? What if you stopped making yourself smaller so they could feel bigger? What if you finally admitted what you've always known? That you were chosen. Not by God, not by fate, not by circumstance, by you. You chose this life before you lived it. You looked at all the easy paths, all the comfortable lives, all the mediocre existences, and you said no. Give me the impossible one.